Hello everybody and welcome to the ELOI powered by Virgin Media. We are here finally for our last week of the group stages. We have finals around the corner. We are joined here today with a new caster. We have Sater in the building. Sater, how are you doing today?
I wouldn't say no. I'd say the veteran at this stage. Just coming back out of retirement, like some people at United want Roy Keane to do. But regardless of that, we're going to jump straight in here. And we have Duffy and Shane in the first game. And both these players, I've seen one of them before. Shane's new for me. Shane's one of the new faces for myself, so I'm excited to see what they can do, but they're here, they're ready, and I'm very excited to see what they've brought to the table, because I've stepped away from the kind of match building, team building style right now, and I've seen some strange things appearing in front of me. There's a player there that's in the wrong place, and I want you to talk about those things just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, look, a lot of new cards have come into play here. We have Haaland in centre back, the most notable cause. You're going to see him in a lot of different games. One of the most overpowered cards. We have some new cards in the game as well. They brought back some flashback cards. Doumbia, Ibarbo. We're definitely going to see Gervinho as well, potentially in some of these lineups. Great cards have been brought into the game, but there's a lot of madness here, and I know you're jumping into this, as I said, coming out of retirement from last year for the finals. Might have to dig you out again now for finals again, but it's going to be great. Dundalk, Shane O'Sullivan, Finn Harps, Ryan Duffy. That's our game number one. Look, Shane O'Sullivan, he's a guy as well from my own community. Very, very good player, representing Dundalk this year. He's looking to break into the scene and make a statement. Ryan Duffy actually joined me commentary last year. And this is a guy who can upset players. He's representing Finn Harps, and he's here to do damage. And we're kicking off game number one right now. I am excited for this. Finals are just around the corner, Sater, as well, so pressure is going to be on for both of these guys.
Yeah, pressure will be on for sure. So we're just waiting for this first kickoff to happen, and we're looking at these teams. There's some very long hair there I see at the number 10. I know exactly who that is, and I've seen enough of that over the years, but we're going to see a lot more of it. As you were saying before, and I've been having a look at a couple of games. It's very close together now. They're all kind of playing short touches, but for some reason sends that one long. Sending trying to find something on the end here. It will be Dundalk on that attack already off the mark, and it's going to be a very tough one. No way did I just see that happen.
The Travella out of nowhere from Pascal Gross. You know, this is something we talked to Glitch about on the stream. Those Travellas, they're super overpowered right now. It's only a matter of time till you're going to see them, and that is why. Sater, you mentioned as well about the short passing. That's what we're used to seeing. We see a long ball out of nowhere there. The ball drops down, and Travella green time into the corner. Dundalk 1-0 up here. Shane O'Sullivan looking well.
Yeah, Jesus, looking very, very well. That wasn't exactly what I expected to see straight off the mark, but he is kind of shown. I was talked about short game, all this. No, it's going to be straight Travella, straight outside the box, but at the moment there's a good attack coming through from Ryan Duffy. He's got some space in the box, and he was looking for a penalty there maybe, but doesn't manage to get it as it is cleared, and now a bit of space opens up.
It is a bit of space going forward there for Dundalk, looking to get their second. Thierry Henry looking for space here. Been one of the favourite strikers for a lot of these players. Lukaku with the shot. Oh, and it hits the post. He hit that shot cancel as well to get the defender to dive in. I gotta say, Dundalk here looking great for the pressure here, Sater. They're looking to start this game quickly.
Yeah, it's just break out as fast as you can, get everything that you can straight off the mark, and that's how you have to play these games. You can't give them space, you can't give them time to breathe, just keep putting that ball in the back of the net, and this is a great little opportunity to open up. Is the pass there? No, missed. Explain that one to me. That went straight through the legs.
Sater, I don't think I have an explanation. Player was through on goal. Lukaku on the back post doing what Lukaku does. Missed the chance. I can't believe he didn't put that in. You know, after the game, a lot of these players are going to be doing VOD reviews, and that's something they're going to be questioning. Not sure what happened there, but it gives Finn Harps a chance to get back into this game. On paper, I would have said Finn Harps are potentially the stronger team. Duffy has that experience in the ELOI. He needs to show it though, and he does! 1-0, fantastic finish. Rude Hullet into Thierry Henry, and that's a player that can finish 1-0. Sater, all tied up here very early on in the game.
Yeah, as the Irish, we do have a little bit of a hate-love relationship with Thierry Henry, but regardless, that is how you score a goal, and that breaks them straight back in. It did take them a little bit longer than that 2-minute goal. It took them 8 minutes to get back in, but we're back to a tie. And now, I think that might be the messiness gone. Now we'll see the tactics really come true. Everyone's settling into the game just a little bit, realizing they can score, I can score. Let's play this properly, play it smart from this point on. As a slight attack coming through, they have a good bit of space, not a lot of shutting down here as they've opened this one up really nicely. Henry into Rodman. Rodman finds some good space, does manage to get through, but does slightly wide.
Very good opportunity there. You know, you already touched on it about it being kind of, you know, tit for tat in regards to the play. You know, you can score, I can score. That's been the tale for majority of the ELOI here. Players take a bit of time to get into the game, to get to read your opponent. You know, last year we had a lot of 2-leg games. This year it's mainly 1 leg, so players don't have that second game to kind of read their opponent. They got to figure them out early, potentially in the first half here. And I'll say both players are coming through with confidence now. Finn Harps, of course, got that goal back. And it is game on right now. It's looking like an interesting game. 15 minutes on the clock. We already have 2 goals. Sader, there's probably going to be a lot more.
There's probably going to be a lot more. And a great little interception coming through there as now they're bursting down this wing. Rude doing their very best to get down and try cover this one off. But we've seen this danger zone before. We've seen them try get something from this one. But it just doesn't seem to be working right now for that side for Dundalk as they do a quick little touch off on the corner. Faster than they do in the Premier League anyway. And Odegaard now on the outside. Lukaku will have to hand that off because he can't score. But someone else can. Is Henry top corner. Easy shot.
Thierry Henry, and it's just that, you know, that really precise passing. Dundalk are doing something here very, very well, which is just the direct passing, finding the player's feet, finding the next player's feet. No need for too many touches, no need for dribbling, no delays, and they're breaking down Finn Harps. Ryan Duffy here has a problem that he's going to have to solve in this passing here of Finn Harps coming through though on the other side, and it's another goal. Mo Salah, just as I say, there's a problem with defending on one side. On the other side, it happens as well. Finn Harps picking up where Dundalk left off, 2-2.
Yeah, gaps opening on both sides, and it is back and forth. This is more like a game of Pong with just better graphics right now, as that ball is just going net to net, as Odegaard has to bring it back a little bit. There's not a lot opening up. There's way too much on the left, not enough on the right, but Henry will always find a little bit of space here, and he does it again. Can he get the ball in time? It looks like he's going to get shut out there. Very, very close, but they still have possession. They still have time to find the angle here. As Lukaku, you never could, let's be honest.
I mean, Lukaku, you know, it's an interesting choice for a lot of these players. Like you already said about the, you know, the short passing and the 1-2s. You typically want a bit of an agile striker. So Lukaku, is he there for the heady downs? Is he there for the aerial, the strength? I'm not sure, but, you know, on a good day, you know, a lot of those quick players like your Henrys, like your Mo Salahs, they're going to touch the ball down, and dribbling's going to be a lot closer to the feet there. So let's see if Lukaku has it. There's a first time ball to Henry offside. I know we were chatting briefly just before they said about those first time through balls. They're very overpowered this year. Yeah,
we saw the strength of it there, just to run a little bit too early, the timing slightly off, but immediately snap passes coming through, and it's on this right hand side again. It hasn't worked before, and it just, there seems to be a disconnect in the last pass, the last opportunity, the last action does not really working out there for Dundalk. So might have to change up that right side just a little bit, as we will eventually get to see some changes come through. But for now, it's going to be a rush down this left. Finn Harps in a good position, not a lot in the box right now. They need to find some time and space, and they will. Outside the box is available. More Travellas could be on the books, but no, shut down. And it's a little bit of caution coming in there. They want to make sure it's perfect. They don't want to miss these opportunities, and that's a good save coming through.
It is, and you know, that's really what's going to happen when it gets closer to the first half, or the end of the first half, should I say. You're going to want to make sure every chance counts. Both of these players are aware that they can break each other down, they can score. Dundalk have found a lot of luck down that right-hand side. Like you said there, though, not getting that last pass through. Trinity Rodman trying to get space. A player lock would fix that, but is that in Shane O'Sullivan's locker for Dundalk? We're going to have to find out.
We're going to have to find out here, as there's a good ball coming through here now. It's just a off-timed run there once again, and they are looking to try find something on the other wing here, which I am liking the change coming through. There is another run going through from Henry there, but Lukaku, as you said before, not the most agile of strikers, and is just getting shut out very easily here. Let's see what the rest of the idea is, because it's back in Finn Harps. It's just at the 30-minute mark. It's a good shutdown, and the arms that came up there just a little bit, that could have been a free, but no, will be set up once again here by Finn Harps. And it's, this tackling game is just, you have to be so cautious. If you put that foot out a second too late, you could get a yellow, and that could change the whole game for you.
Yeah, you got to be very careful, especially in and around the box this year. you know, a player can take a touch into your defender and go down, and it's a penalty. So a lot of these guys are going to be very cautious of that. And there's that first time through ball we talked about. Thierry Henry, he's through on goal. Travella, top left corner. And that is Dundalk taking the lead here. Shane O'Sullivan doing another Travella, not outside the box, but that was as classy as it gets.
Yeah, seeing Thierry Henry in that position, you just know it's a goal. You just know you're getting that one every single time. So great work with the Dundalk back in possession now. And this is the time where you need to get that goal. You need to get that buffer. You need to get that safety in those numbers. And there it is. There's a nice little opening. And it's Henry again. And this time it is stopped. The pressure from the defender shutting that one down and giving that keeper the ability to stop that one. Finn Harps, the pressure is mounting.
It really is there. You know, that's a good example as well, I got to say, of overthinking. Shane was through on goal. Finn Harps moved the keeper. He actually moved to the other side of the post, but he took too long to think about it, and he might be paying for it. Defenders close him out there, but has to be said, Dundalk finding very, very good play down the width here. The left and right wings have been very successful here. Lukaku, unfortunately, not been on the better side of it, but will he be able to make up for it right now? Player on the box, Odegaard. Will he go for the shot? Has Rodman in the middle. Lukaku on the outside. He's really slowing down the play here. Ooh. Taking his opportunities. Lukaku! Top right corner to make it 4. Finally, we see Lukaku on the board. Great finish.
That's why you bring Lukaku. Just that power from that range is just absolutely phenomenal. And that's one of the reasons I would take Lukaku in one of my 11s 100%. But yeah, that's the buffer. That's what I was talking about. That's the safety. So you can play a little bit more calm now. You have that 2-goal lead. We want to see more from them, but you can play a little bit more conservatively. You can buy a little bit more time, and you can play it a little bit better and smarter. And right now, Dundalk holding on to the ball quite well. You're not as fast at getting forward. You're not really rushing to try to get that opportunity. You can take your time with it a little more and really open up that defense.
Yeah, you know, the mental game plays into that as well. You know, 2 goals up coming into the end of the first half. You can afford to slow it down. You can afford to hold on to the ball. He knows that Ryan Duffy here is going to have to try to get the ball back for Finn Harps, but he hasn't been able to do the best job of it so far. And here comes Henry. Goes for the fake shot. Lukaku on the left foot does the fake. Oh, that is absolutely world class. Sends Finn Harps astray in defence. Romelu Lukaku with the brace. Is a hat-trick on the cards, though. Great finish.
Absolutely wonderful finish, and kind of made a fool of that defense there just a little bit, just sending that defender into the graveyard nearly at this stage. Ankles, they're completely gone. It's up to the knees at this stage, but still an opportunity to get a few more into this one. Finn Harps, they're not down and out. We know these games can go so quickly in the opposite direction if they just start making mistakes, and at this stage there's a nice little opening there, but shut off well by that centre back as Odegaard now looking to try to get something. No, they're gonna play it nice and slow. They're not going to try any more over the tops. They're going to take their time with it. A nice through ball once again. Lukaku on the outside here. Will they be able to swing it back? They're going to go for the shot. Drags it wide though.
Not the best of finishes there, but what a great half for Dundalk. First time on the stream as well, winning 4-2 against Finn, or 5-2 should I say, at half time here against Finn Harps, Ryan Duffy. Listen, Shane's played an amazing first half here. I think the confidence has really been kicking for him, especially down the wings. Rodman on the right, Lukaku on the left. Been doing the job they need to do. Not only that, but finding the perfect amount of space here. I got to say, Shane is really making use of the space he has, and the direct passing mixed with that has just been perfection from him. With Ryan Duffy from Finn Harps here, I'm not going to lie, he's not shown up to the races as much as I want to say. He has a lot to do with his passing game in the front line. Like I said already, with player locking, I think that could definitely come into effect here, where he's able to pick out the man in the box that he needs to. But needs to be a big half here from Ryan Duffy, Sarah. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the way that they're playing right now, that Shane is playing it very, very smart. Like it's been really, really good to just watch Shane play the way they are. They're getting their chances, they're finishing them, and the Lukaku choice was very, very nice. But on the other side of things, I think there is a little bit of worry coming through from Dundalk, is that some of those chances have been going quite wide, and that right side, when they're trying to break through on it, it didn't look the cleanest. So Finn Harps, they have great opportunities to try break back into this one now. Just need 3 goals and you're back in to tie, and then you really put some pressure on.
Yeah, and you know, there's not been a whole lot of EAFC games of recent years that, you have that ability. In the pro scene, it used to be very easy to lock players out, but 3 goals is nothing, especially what we've seen today here. 7 goals already in that first half. 3 goals is very doable for Finn Harps, but they got to get the ball and they got to play a high level of passing to do so. So let's see if Ryan Duffy has it in his locker. Travella again, just going wide here. Confidence again from Shane O'Sullivan, but he needs his defensive game to be on point here if he wants to finish this game with a W.
Yeah, and that's what it is right now, as we do see immediately possession has been taken back, and it's not a position you want to give it away, and Root is way too far forward, has to try break back towards his defence to try get into that position. We see some players already breaking that line, trying to get through balls over the top, trying to get those one touches, as you said, just immediately send it. But look at the time being afforded to Dundalk. They don't feel like they have any pressure on them trying to break into this box right now. They can play this so smart, so cool, so collected, that they can wait for that opportunity. One defender steps out, that ball will go straight in.
Yeah, and he's playing the mental game right now, isn't he? Just the back and forth. I think I counted 7 back passes there to the midfield when I had men forward, but he doesn't need to. Shot just wide, defended well. That's going to be up for a corner, I believe. But yeah, the mental game is so big. 3 goals ahead. He's passing it back. He's holding it. And then again, it's such a good example. He sucks a defender out. He plays it through the gap. Very tough position to be in. But look, Ryan Duffy here, he's no alien to playing in games like this where he's behind. He's shown up in some of these games. He just needs to do that again today. But the attack needs to change. Like you said it there, the second he won the ball back, possession was lost instantly. He's got to ground himself. He's got to hold the ball and be confident. He's got to the ELOI. He's played at a very high level. He's taken on some very good opponents here. So he has it in his locker. But does he have it in his locker tonight, Seder? That's the question.
That is the question, and it all comes down to that one night. Sometimes you can be off your game, and I do remember that I was casting originally for one of your games in the last year. And yeah. I think you started off really well. I think your first game, it was 5 or 6-0 you won by your first one, and then your second one you just seemed off your game. And does that happen a lot? Does it come down to just some days it just doesn't quite work? And I'm not trying to be mean to you, I'm genuinely not, but it just seems like week to week sometimes you just have different styles of play coming through and you just missed a couple of things. Yeah. So does that happen a lot?
Yeah. Look, when it comes to playing at a high level, it does. Sometimes you're on your game, sometimes you're off your game. With Ultimate Team and kind of how it runs, the more you can do to control your players, the better. So when you see guys using the player lock and, passing it back and controlling the game, that's when they control the tempo. And, when I was playing somewhat at a comp level, tempo was something that I found very hard to control, to slow it down. I was always about going forward and trying to score goals, but like you've seen it there, that's what Duffy's doing, and he's losing possession because of it, as I say it, on the ball. So yeah, controlling the tempo is absolutely huge in the game. Playing the game at your speed and, making your opponent adjust to that. I feel that's a really big thing here, and we're seeing Dundalk do it. Like, look at this, going back to Hullet. He's controlling that in the middle. There's no pressure on him. It's going to force Finn Harps to make mistakes here, and it's done so far.
Yeah, and we can see it here. The back pass is coming in. You were straight down the wing. You were in a 1v1, and you just go, nope, going to bring that one back and just start playing around with it. But they do lose possession here, so this Finn Harps, good opportunity for them to try and find something. Is slowing down the tempo, as we were speaking about, that they lost possession going too fast the last time. They're playing this a little bit slower now, as they do need to find another angle. They do find a true ball, but it's shut down, and this is one of those things that Dundalk has just been solid in that defense. They've been keeping that one ready, capable. No matter what's coming forward, there are always going to be someone available to help pick up that ball or pick up that player. Everyone is marked, everyone is covered, and on the other side, Finn Harps, they're doing their best to cover everyone, but Dundalk have so much time that they're just waiting for the mistake, and that's all they want to watch out for. They don't need to score any more goals. They have all the goals they need. Anything past this would be egregious, so really looking forward to seeing how the rest is going to go for Dundalk, because there's no pressure now.
No, there's really not, and they're just passing it. That midfield is getting the most of the ball right now. And you can tell it's getting to Duffy's head. He's just not, look at that. Hullet was true on goal there, essentially. Didn't receive the ball. Gets it late now, but he can just go back. He has all the time in the world here. Duffy needs to not force the pass as well. He keeps playing what's obvious, what's down the line. He's sending a player on the run and he's giving him the ball. He's got to send a few dummy runs. Send a player on the run, make him drag a defender out. I feel like that's really going to help his play forward here, but he's just not getting the ball. And look, you see the pressure. He drags out the wing back there. Henry can just go back, time on the ball. I mean, look, 25 in-game minutes to make the difference here. It is possible to get 3 goals, but when a player like this is controlling, it's very, very hard mentally to get back into it.
Yeah, and look, the opening was there for another goal from Dundalk, but the way they had that for in-game time, 10 minutes, just playing around that midfield, it was the Man City just possession game of just sitting on you and not letting you breathe and constantly looking for something, as Lukaku's getting in a scrap in the box.
It's getting a bit rowdy in the box there. All players want to get a goal, and Hullet just sends it past the near post there. Chance though, look, Ryan Duffy has the ball right now. He needs to control this. We can see there's 3 in the midfield. It's fairly compact. He's maybe got to use a bit of the width here, in which he's trying to send Jesus, but Hernandez, he's not the player you want to come across. He has the strength, he has the speed, and we possibly see some changes here. Definitely needed. Very strong starting side, of course, for Duffy, but he needs to mix it up here.
Yeah, needs to change something. Stone's looking a little bit low on energy there, but Stone's is a player you never really want to get rid of out of your side, just always solid. But Valverde will be going in. Now, that's a name that's been creeping up quite a lot lately. I believe you even touched down on that Valverde is someone that you can bring in and is just absolutely exceptional at what he does.
He's unreal. He can play anywhere. Honestly, even put him in goals, give him a chance. He's just incredible. Can go forward, can defend. He has the speed. He has a bit of strength on him as well. And my lord, he can hit a ball. So if he's coming into play here, it's going to be a great assistance to potentially Finn Harps getting back into this. But there is a lot to work right now. 3 goals to get, 20 odd minutes on the clock, and here he is, Valverde on that right wing, plays in Mo Salah, that R1 dribbling. Salah has space here, tries to, is that a shot, is that a cross? I'm not sure, but it wasn't the right play there by Finn Harps.
No, I think he was thinking about going over to that camera for the celebration and then forgot to score the goal and has fired the ball that way. Just, these things happen. It happens sometimes, but yeah, that's unfortunate there. That one's going to stick in the brain, as that could have been the opportunity to break it back in. It's the goal you replay in the middle of the night when you're not going to the Aviva to the finals. That's the most important thing. You're going to the finals after this one. That'll be the moment, as Lukaku, big and strong as ever, will send that one straight back passes, controlling the midfield, and this is just choking them out and not letting them breathe. Is Lukaku, even with a couple of step overs, a little bit of skill in the box, a little bit of disrespect there, and a goal to top it off.
God. And he's grittying as if he's grittying on his oh lord, on the 6th goal he hits the gritty. I mean, wow. But I gotta say, a bit of disrespect there, passing the ball back and keeping possession for 20 odd minutes and then hitting a gritty after a goal. I mean, that is confidence. I gotta say, Dundalk is really showing it today. But if that's gonna light a spark, it's gonna be after the gritty. That's the moment that makes you think, right, I gotta score right now. I gotta get one back against my opponent. But it's just not happening. What a great ball as well. Out the wide, Lukaku goes for the shot fake. Travella, top right corner. And it just keeps coming. Dundalk, they can't turn off here. It's been bang, bang, bang. Lukaku gets the 3rd, I believe. Great performance by Shane O'Sullivan. He's absolutely smashing it here.
Yeah, there has to be some sort of insurance for controllers for anyone that plays EA Sports, because this is one of those games I'd be losing it. I really would, because I know that both players here are absolutely exceptional. It's just on his day right now, Shane O'Sullivan is just dominating, and the stop as well. Isn't it? It's so mean.
It is. I mean, he had the open shot there. He went for the cheeky approach. Look, 14 minutes on the clock. He's 5 goals ahead. He can do anything he wants here. Duffy looking for a consolation goal here, just trying to make somewhat of a mark near the end of the game. But yeah, it's just the passing play's not there. It doesn't look like Duffy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what's been happening here. He's having a very off day. He's a very good player. But Shane O'Sullivan is just coming through with the tech he plays up front. Great pass into the box there, sends the defender. But yeah, it's been Shane's day. That's all I have to say. Dundalk here played very, very well.
Yeah, no, absolutely exceptional play. Straight from the start, that 2-minute goal to set us up for what will be an 8-goal. Oh, he's outside the box, but notice the defender shut him down again. But Garrett, I have to say, both players have been exceptional, and I know that even to get to this stage, you have to be one of the top in the country, so there's absolutely no shame in the scoreline. It's at the end of the day, it is just Shane's day, and he's doing really, really well. But Duffy, next year is your year. Just take everything you can from every single one of these games, keep on practicing, and you'll be playing at the Aviva at the grand finals next week.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, look, both of these guys are exceptional. Like I said with Duffy, he's a really good player. He's caused some upsets. But yeah, just hasn't found his feet today. Um, like we already said, it's one of these games where, especially with EAFC, you can have one off day and you can absolutely play the game of your life, and it can happen game after game. So he's been very unlucky here. He's just found a very difficult play style to break down in Shane O'Sullivan's side here for Dundalk. And he's through here again on goal. Has Thierry Henry in the middle. Player locks the Haaland's there. If only Haaland was there a bit earlier in the night, it might have been that big of a scoreline. It was. It's funny. It was so close early on. It was 2-2, and both players looked like they were up for it here. But Shane just got the passing right, and there's the finish for Finn Harps. Jesus gets one on the board again, with that left foot, bottom left corner. Good finish, but a little too late, unfortunately.
A little bit too late, but look, the setup is there. And one of these things I do want to talk about is how much practice these players do go into, and it's also about who you're going up against. Practicing against players that are like Shane will really help Ryan Duffy in the future coming into this, because this play style just seems to have shut him down a little bit. It seems to have him scratching his head about what to do next, how to play it. The usual angles that we might see Duffy score his multitude of goals we've seen before and get those upsets just doesn't seem to be sitting today, and it just feels like it's a very open game for Dundalk, because that is an absolutely crazy place to shoot from. You are not a 17-year-old Wayne Rooney.
I mean, look, he had 2 men through on goal. He went for the Trivela. He's obviously feeling it today. He scored a great one earlier on. There's Hullet with a header just wide. But yeah, no, look, I mean, practice makes perfect, as they say. Shane came out here today, obviously, with a mission in mind, and he's absolutely completed it. Yeah, I mean, look, to play at a high level like this, your defending's got to be very, very, very impressive. I'm not going to lie. With this title of EAFC in particular, defending is very tough. It's a lot of manual play. A pass back there to the power shot at the edge of the box there to make it 9 goals for Dundalk. Yeah, look, defending is the most difficult. It's something that you got to learn. Playing against good or bad players, it's always an experience, on what you can do going forward. And I'm sure, even though the scoreline is 9-3 right now, Finn Harps have something to take from this game. But that is going to be it. Dundalk's Shane O'Sullivan takes the win 9-3 against Finn Harps' Ryan Duffy. Game number 1 finished. Look, we already said it, Sader. Both players very, very good. They're here for a reason, but it was Shane's day.
It was Shane's day. Absolutely, just took that one. It just took that one a little bit too far in some places, I'm going to say that. But one of the things I will say is that defending is one of the hardest things to learn in this game, because it is the most aggravating, because every time you make a mistake, you know exactly how you've done it, and that scoreline goes up, and that's where it really comes down to it. So looking at it, when you start trying to practice that defending and you start getting hit with all those goals, it really does affect the mental as well, because you're like, I'm trying to learn this and these mistakes keep happening. And I have to say, Duffy, in some of those cases, the defense was quite open in those early stages, especially like the 2-minute goal. That is one of the worst feelings you can have coming across when you're playing these games, because it's just like you're immediately on the back foot, all that pressure is already building, and you start to get worried a little bit. And we saw as the game went later and later, those gaps kept opening. So I have to ask, what would you have done in that position going into that second half? What would you have changed?
I mean, I'll say something. The way the game started off was quite intriguing. Shane brought something that not a lot of players have done in the ELOI so far, which is a threat from outside the box. A lot of these guys prefer the little tiki-taka, like we said, the first time through ball. Very, very good to use. But once Shane started hitting that Trivela on the edge, that means one thing. It means you got to close that man down every single time. If he green times that, it could be curtains. And maybe that came into, Ryan's head, where he was like, right, I got to close this down. I got to drag a man out. And that created some space in the middle. With that being said, though, I mean, that's a threat down the middle. Shane played the width so well. I mean, he had Rodman on the right, Lukaku on the left, and every time they got the ball, they had acres of space. What Duffy was potentially doing wrong was, I'm not sure if he was doing it on purpose or maybe not, but his wing backs just seemed to be too far up the field. I'm not sure if he was sending them on a run, maybe off the ball, trying to hit an old school German cross or something. But
nightmare fuel, Gara, when you say German cross. Just all those memories of all your TikToks every 2 minutes. Just at some point, I'd like him to scroll past. Just scroll straight past. Like, I've heard enough of this German cross.
But yeah, so I don't know, man. It was a tough one. I feel like Duffy didn't get his attacking game going forward. Like, a half time, what could he have done realistically? A player lock, maybe bringing his player short might have helped. He tried a few of those long balls, but Shane was fast on it to lock on and, cover the passing lane. And yeah, I just feel like Shane was just on top of reactions tonight. I feel like that summarizes it. Shane was quickest to the ball. He was quickest to adjust.
Interceptions
and
also.
quicker to find the man. Yeah, just very, very good. Quicker to find a man in the box. Commiserations to Ryan. He's a great guy. He's done very well. But yeah, just Shane came through today. And like I said, first time on the broadcast, very, very impressive.
Yeah, no, really, really impressive. And just watching the games leading up to the Aviva, because I can't actually wait to go to the Aviva and watch these live, because it is one of the best kind of experiences you can have, especially in esports. Yeah. Going to a live event, meeting all these people, and trying to be nice to them after they've beaten you in a game like this is also quite tough. But even going up and just seeing how you can get there. And I remember the last time we were there, an example one, just example going ballistic up on stage. A very, very energetic fellow is the best way I think I could put it. But just watching the passion that comes from everyone in the scene as well on top of that is absolutely incredible to watch. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how these players are going to go. And Shane going into this one after a game like that, it's going to be a really, really big, it's going to be a big buff to him, I think, in terms of his mental, because he's like, I really did well in that semi-final, and it's really going to open up more opportunities for him to break down the next set of play, because he's going to get to watch the next set of games as well, and he's going to be really ready to watch it.
100%. He impressed me. I gotta say, I didn't know he had that in him. He he did incredibly well. He's a guy, like I said, I know him. He's from my own community, but yeah, unbelievable. Played so well tonight, and you know, just absolutely round of applause for him. He's done exceptionally well. But that was game one, Sarah. We got game two coming up right now, and just a couple of moments. Yeah. Cork City, Mr. Welly, one of the favorites in this. He's the bogeyman of the ELOI. He's up against Derry City's Jay Delaney. Look, this is a fixture that I'm looking forward to. Welly he has so many tools in his box. He can do a lot of different things. And will Jay Delaney be able to defend it today? That's the main question I gotta ask.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those ones. It's Kieran Walsh and Jay Delaney, two very, very good players. Really looking forward to seeing how they're going to break this one up. They're two players I've actually watched before. As we are just about to jump in, they are getting ready to confirm those match settings. So we'll open it up for you right now, and we can see exactly what they're going to go. Tiebreakers, we don't have to worry about them. It's going to be one leg. We're going to break straight into this one. But we do have... We see Rude Hull already. That's always a good captain. But the Olympiacos kit, really?
Not so sure about that one, but yeah, look, I mean, Hullett's going to be in everyone's team. He had a new card come out as well, has crazy, crazy base stats. He's going to be controlling the midfield. You're going to see that mop of hair in nearly every game, alongside what we see in that centre-back Haaland. He's going to be a very, very popular card, as we've seen already in previous games. But we have Cork City here versus Derry City. Kieran Walsh, a.k.a. Mr. Welly, up against Jay Delaney. Look at that, Van Dijk, Haaland, Hullett, Rodri, Mbappe, Pele. I tell you, Sarah, if I came across this team online, I'd be gone. I'd be already left the game by now.
You'd be going out for dinner. I'm just going to give up the games for tonight. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how these changes work, because no Lukaku is one that stands out already, because that was something that was brought out by Shane that was very interesting to watch. But on the other side of things, what's Pele going to bring? Is it just pure speed?
I mean, yeah. Oh, and there's the first time through a ball already. Okay. Mbappe makes this statement. Derry City, Jay Delaney with a counter-attack. Sarah, I'm going to keep saying it. That first time through a ball, watch it. It is there every single time. Mr. Welly on the back foot 1 minute into the game. Crazy scenes. But yeah, look, I'll talk quickly about that Lukaku call. I'm not going to lie. That was kind of a left field call. We don't usually see that. We got a Rafa Leao here that we're actually seeing here for Cork City. You have your Dembele on the far side. There's a lot of good wingers to pick, but... impressed what Lukaku done this game. Will Leao be able to do the same? We're going to have to wait and find out.
We'll have to see. It is a 2-minute goal, which is something that we've seen before on the script, but this time around it is Derry City all over it as Rodri sneaks his way into the box there. That could have completely shut down Cork City for the start of this one.
Oh, Jay Delaney, I tell you, he's up for it tonight, ladies and gentlemen. 5 minutes in, and he's absolutely cooking. Virgil van Dijk here to Mbappe, trying to find Hullett. Haaland, though, he's an absolute monster in the box, and he's a player you don't want to go anywhere near. Has the physicality, has the pace, and you best believe he's going to be winning a header. But here come Cork City. Mr. Welly, Henry on the ball, looking for a pass through. Can't find it, has to go back here. A bit of composure early on from Welly. He's already locked into this game here. He's going to need to keep this for a whole 90 minutes. But Jay Delaney posing some threats. Leao here to Dembele. Henry. Ooh. And it's going to be a free kick here. We don't see these often in the ELOI setter.
No, we don't see these often. But I'm sure you have a TikTok somewhere about how to take free kicks on on this one, but like I'm just breaking down, like, so Henry is going to be the kick taker, or they're going to bring someone else, and Hullett's now in front as well. It seems like it's actually really opened up on that right hand side. They have Van Dijk standing there, ready to do something, but I have not seen a free kick. Like, it's saved. How?
I mean, smashes the crossbar. Just a bit too much power. Like you said in the TikToks, I made my fair share of those. You gotta drill them low, and you got a lot of power on them. You want to hit nearly full bars of power there. Just a bit too much. Even the angle of it was slightly lifted here. So very, very unlucky, and just offside there. And we can see already, say that first time through a ball, Jay Delaney is playing it, but he's doing it so well. Already got a goal from it, and nearly a second there. Kieran Walsh has got to be on top of that.
Has to be on top of that, as we do see Cork City going to try and mount an attack here on the it could be a decent position for them from here if they can just find the passes, but for right now Kieran Walsh seems a little bit under pressure because the passes just seem to be a little bit too quick and they're not really opening up the defense. But this time they did, and this time they get the shot, and this time they get the goal. It's back.
There's Liao. I mean, we chatted about Liao being the option there on the left-hand side. What a great finish. Green time as well. You know, there's some days that the pros don't have the best timing. They're not hitting greens. You know, the first two shots could sometimes be a yellow time or even a red time, but hitting a green time first time from Wally, that means he's locked in and he is ready to go here. So get ready for more goals. That's all I'm going to say. Here's Dembele through. Theo Hernandez, though, like I said, he's that left-back card that you want. Really, really good, but pressure early on. I mean, Jay Delaney giving away the ball here. Liao, will you have a second chance? Goes down that left-hand side. De Jong, Haaland out of position, but just about wins the ball back. It is scrappy in here. Thierry Henry, top left corner. I gotta say, Sader, I called it. Once you see Wally Green time and something like that, that means he is locked in. That's the second goal for Cork City.
Yeah, that was really, really good work coming through there, and just absolutely perfect work. I think I was a little bit scrappy with the passes and things were going back and forth quite a bit, but yeah, Cork does manage to take the lead, but immediately the counter-attack coming through on the other side is Derry. They get the shot off, they get the second shot off, post, keeper, everything stopping it. It's not going in today.
Oh, Jay Delaney again finds the gap through. Keeper makes a great save, has the rebounder, but just slaps the post. Trying to get Liao through as well on the other side. Varane to defend, but listen, I gotta say, you know, I asked the question early on, you know, can Jay Delaney defend Cork City here? You know, Mr. Welly, Kieran Walsh, he's done a great job in ELOI. In this one, in previous ones, he's one of the guys to beat right now, but Jay Delaney's looked well. I mean, he's breaking them down. He's able to defend a fair few attacks already. I know it's 2-1 right now on the scoreline, but these games are all attacks, what we've seen so far. Well, he could be through here again with Liao, but great defending. I know it's 2-1 right now, but Jay Delaney is certainly still in this game.
Certainly still in it, and just needs to find that break like we saw in the first goal. It just seems like Cork City are better at holding the possession, even though it gets a little bit scrappy. They always manage to pick it back up in that midfield, so they're able to keep the ball away from the danger zone. But I just think Derry need just one break, one good opportunity, and they'll be straight back into this one. But right now it is still in Cork City's favour. They do end up giving a foul over, so it will be a nice little kick off there. Just restart that one. Free kick it is, but look, that's what I mean. It's just that defending coming through immediately. Cork City just know how to shut that down.
Yeah, just the pressure. Like, look how many men are running towards the ball. He's running like a 3-man press anytime Derry City gets the ball in the midfield, and that's the most difficult thing to close down, is when you have 2 or 3 men closing you. A bit of luck here, Liao! Great save by Yashin. Bit of luck there, ball bounced back to him. I will say, though, those 2 massive chances already on the left-hand side for Derry, they got to make those count. I mean, 1-on-1 essentially against Mr. Welly. You got to be putting them away because you're going to be regretting them. And look at that ball out wide of Dembele. Has options in the middle. Dembele running the width. Can he shoot across goal? He can! Great finish to make it 3-1. Cork City are lighting this game up right now. 27 minutes in. What a great finish.
Yeah, picking them apart there. We're not going to see a script that we saw from the previous game where that 2-minute goal leads to 8 or 9. It's going to be Cork City breaking back into this one, have a 2-goal buffer now, so they're going to feel very comfortable coming into this one as they continue this assault onto this defense, and they're finding all the space. And everything they need. Every pass is starting to get more and more crisp, clean. Look, they're finding so much space in these areas that just shouldn't be possible. They do manage to lose it a little bit there, but get it straight back, straight onto it. But keeper keeps it out. Haaland with some great defending there, which is something I never thought I'd say, according to Roy Keane and his League Two comments. But Pele does find some space out on the right hand side. It will be a good run, but look at the defending. It's just constantly being shut down.
I wouldn't want to be on that field right now against Welly. That's all I'm going to say. Cork City, the pressure is ridiculous. You can't get a second against Welly. It was like in the first 5 minutes, he was like relaxing. And then like he leaned forward in his chair and he's like, okay, I got to take this seriously. He is just the pressure, the passing. Like, he's keeping the ball on the edge of the box, you know, where Derry City should be closing him down. And he looks so comfortable. Like, being that close to goal and that comfortable is scary to be against. Hitting another green time. Great defending yet again, though. I mean, look, I think Welly is warming up right now. Derry City need to get a couple of goals here back into this game, because if Welly keeps playing like this, it could be an onslaught.
It could be an onslaught, and regardless of the fact I'm wearing a Wild jersey, I do want to see Derry come back into this one and start breaking it down. There's no bias here whatsoever, as we do see a good little play in the mid now. We haven't seen a lot of this kind of slow pass pacing coming through from the side of Derry. They've been kind of out wide a lot and trying to make space through wingers, but maybe that change of pace might be something that they need. They just need to solidify it, get it ready to go, make sure their tactics are there. But right now it is Cork City once again, and that is a heavy back pass. That's going to buy them a lot of space, time, so they can think about how they want to go forward with this one. Is Liao. Good space out on the wing here, but no one coming to assist. There it is, into Pele. Swings it straight across and it's outside the box. Then Pele just loses it at the last, and this is the counter attack. Could be the break.
Yeah, look, Derry City need to put something on the board here. You know, those 2 1v1s. I'm sure Jay Delaney's going to be watching that after the game, thinking it could be 3-3 right now. And those are the chances you remember as well. So he's really got to get that confidence back here. We just see like the tempo of the game, like I say, something you control at a high level, and well, he's doing it so well. He's keeping the ball exactly where he wants it. He's not making a pass unless he knows it's on. Only time he's lost the ball, I think, is taking on a defender with skills of dribbling. He's really just locked this in the last 20 minutes. Look at that dribbling. It's so high class. Henri to Pele to Liao with the first time. Just going to be offside there, but he's a dangerous man on the edge of that box here. And Jay Delaney with a bit of lack of composure. Liao trying to play the ball through. It's high pressure right now. Jay Delaney's got to cook. He's got to play it at his tempo if he wants to get back into this.
Yeah, I was fell asleep at the sticks there for a second, nearly gave up an easy one, but it's some of these passes are just not quite hitting the targets here, and it just needs a little bit more time, a little bit more composure is all that's needed, and those will start landing. But let's see what the plan is from here. 4 players surrounding, manages to break it out, get it over to Pele. Nice quick passes coming through into some decent space, and it just won't stop right now. They're feeling comfortable with these passes. This is like a training drill. Oh no, not to him, not to Henri. Oh.
Not to him. Henri on the edge of the box. We know if that was a green time shot, it could have been the end of it, but we're going to see Derry City here get the last attack of the half. Great bit of dribbling, but Theo Hernandez is going to claim that ball. Half time, Cork City looking very, very comfortable here with this lead here up against Derry City. 3-1 on the board. Look, it's going to be a difficult game for Derry to get back into the game. They got to control it. I got to say, though, there's a lot of pressure coming in right now from Mr. Welly, from Cork City. Jay Delaney needs to back pass a bit more. He keeps trying to force a pass through here, and he's finding a wall of players. Needs to go back, needs to drag out some of that midfield, let him play more creatively, potentially make a change. I'm not sure what the lineup is looking like right now, but yeah, just has to mix it up. Mr. Welly's a player who, once he catches your game and once he adapts to you, he understands the style of play he needs to play, the pace he needs to play at, and that's what we've seen from the 10th minute onwards. It's been the Kieran Walsh show here for Cork City. 45 minutes left. Can Jay Delaney get back into this here? What do you think?
I think there's a good opportunity. Like, no game is done until that final whistle blows, and from playing football in my old days, sometimes you can get that last minute goal and it can just continue to cascade into more and more as people start to fall asleep, and that is a heavy tackle from Haaland. That was a tough one, but here we're going to see maybe a swap come true.
I mean, yeah, the pause was made there.
Red card.
We see it's a red. Wow. Okay, he must have R1 and X'd him. That means he's dragged him down. It didn't look like it, though. It just looked like he was bumped, but That's incredible.
Do we have VAR on that?
Yeah, that's an odd call. I'm not gonna lie. He was potentially last man back, but okay. We're gonna see a bit of a lockdown here with the defense for Welly here. Stones and Van Dijk gonna hold it down, but he's gonna be missing that right side winger. And look, if there's any potential for Jay Delaney to get a goal now, he has that. I mean, 10 men, Cork City, big chance for him to get back into the game. There's going to be less of a threat of Welly going forward with this. So, big opportunity for him right now.
Yeah, that is a massive change in how this game will be played. I think that could be even a deciding factor here, and it's something that's going to weigh heavily on them, as we do see a free kick. It is lining up. Is it going to be a shot? It's straight at the wall. Someone has a concussion there. Someone has to go check on that. But
I tell you, that's a man that hasn't seen my tutorials. I'll tell you that for free. Smacks it right into the wall. Pele on the ball here, though. Going forward, great defending again. And even we see Cork City's forwards back here. He's really holding it down for those corner kicks. Wants no chance of them getting back into the game here. And yeah, Derry need a bit of composure. We're going to see Wally slow it down, I can imagine, right now. Knowing he doesn't have that extra player forward. Or maybe not. First time high through ball. Thierry Henry. Oh, that's great. That is fantastic. Thierry Henry. A counter-attack of 2 men against a whole defence. But when you have shooting like that, you don't need any more players. What a great goal.
What a great goal. Like, if players be damned, does not matter. That is a nice and open one. We do see that offside come through, so will be another breakdown in plays. We might see some more changes come through, but that goal will shape the game. I feel like that one was just like so uniquely perfect that it's just going to hit the mental like a ton of bricks.
Yeah, I mean, look, in a time where I was literally saying Wally is probably going to want to slow it down now. He doesn't have that extra pass upfield, so higher chance of him losing the ball if he goes that route. But it doesn't matter. He plays 2 passes and he's through on goal. That first time through ball, I'm preaching it. For anybody in the ELOI who's not using it, you're behind the times. Get on it. Those first time balls are ridiculous, especially with the high through ones. And Henry showing a great example of it there. Cork City 4-1 up here. The mountain gets steeper and steeper here on the last day of the league for the ELOI. Derry City need something big to come back into this game.
Something big. You got to dig deep in these moments, and these will be the ones that define you as a player. But looks like a good breakthrough already. Derry do get the ball back, and this could be their opportunity. They just need to find some decent spacing. What are they going to be able to get from this position? Mbappe looking out to the side here. We'll be able to find some space. Good attacking play as it is going to be. It's that extra pass. Ted Lasso said it.
Yeah. The extra pass was screaming right there. He had a player in the middle, and look, I think that's just a classic example of head loss. Welly came through with that last goal, really made a statement. And look, extra passes on there. Derry City's Jay Delaney had eyes on goals. His eyes lit up, but it just wasn't at the right time. And once again, it's just another chance that he's going to think, man, if I scored that, it could have been a different game. And yeah, look, it's high pressure moments though. Let's be real. You know, you're playing against a player like Kieran Walsh, very highly respected in the ELOI. He always has a good game. But yeah, very unlucky there for Jay Delaney. As it is right now, he's going to want to push men forward. Those midfielders need to get forward. He needs to strike, and it needs to be very soon if he wants a chance of getting back into this.
Yeah, and we do see some changes in tactics coming out. That red card is weighing a little bit, I think, on Welly. I think it's going to be something that they really have to think about here, because even though you have those advantages, you have those goals and everything else going on, Cork, they do have that missing player, and that's going to be a worry, because it could open up very, very quickly if Delaney can find their space, find their time, and find their groove in this game. But Welly right now, 3-goal buffer, all the time in the world to play around with this, and God, I love seeing Varane. God, that was trip down memory lane there.
Yeah, Varane being a good force, of course, in a lot of these defense. But here comes again Liao on the side, has men running through, tries to play through Henry. Virgil van Dijk clears it up here. Look, it's 3 goals. It sounds like it's a lot, but it really isn't. We just need to see something here from Derry City. They've been lacking that attack. I mean, we've seen Jay Delaney get like 3, I think, breakthroughs of chances in the first like 15 minutes. He needs the energy back again. And Mbappe trying to force the run through. It's just not there. Welly's able to pack up shop. Oh, and it's a bit scrappy now in the middle. But Welly's still able to hold the ball here. And even in these moments without that extra forward, he's still able to break down. Thierry Henry tries the speed boost, gets it back. Henry again on that right foot. You know where it's going. Back of the net, near post, green time. And look, I think that's the bullet right there. There was a lot of goals scored, but I think that one is the one that hurts the most.
Yeah, and you were talking about that finishing coming true from Derry. I think it's a lot of it is just the execution, everything leading up to that, but it's that lethality at the last push, that last button press is just not quite there. And now it's just getting shut out even more and more as we can see a more defensive kind of style coming out as the game went on from Welly. They're keeping the ball high and just keep back pass, keep it safe, make sure no one can get to it, and balls over the top. A little bit mistimed on the run, but we can see that they're just making sure that they have everyone covered. There is no space available, and every single time they try to make some, it has to come from a phenomenal play coming through. And right now we see one starting up, but two players there to cut them off. Nice little dink over the top to get it out, and it will be intercepted. No, it doesn't quite make it in time. And look, it's so easy to say how well they're playing this one, but the skill it requires to play like this is absolutely just beyond what you can think. There's so many hours poured into every single part of this, and it's not just watching football. You got to understand this game on top of that.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you, I'm going to be in Mr. Welly's DMs after this game because he is holding the ball like no one's business. He's rarely losing it. Every turn, every pass is just pinpoint. It's accurate, and it's what he needs every single time. He's showing a great example right now. And, you know, he's done this very early on in this game as well. Obviously, he's got the lead right now. He's going to have confidence, but just his ability to know where to turn, to know where to pass is just, it's next to none, I have to say. He's playing so well. Here's Pele through again. Has Henry on the outside. Goes for the dribble. It's just not there, unfortunately. But, yeah, he's a great example in the ELOI of, you know, the high standard of player that, you know, you got to figure him out. You got to learn how to play against him. You know, even last year, we seen JP come through, JP Slater, as what I would call at least the underdog in the final. But yeah, Welly always brings it, and he's bringing it again. Gets the 6th goal here. Thierry Henry again. Derry City is going to have nightmares of Henry, more than a lot of Irish people already do. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, it's going to be the absolute terror of those finals, but we are having a bit of an interesting one coming out right now because it is 6-1. It is buffering more and more, and finally we see a good attack come through, but the keeper is there, and the defending pressure, something that has been an argument point through all of the iterations of EA Sports SC over all of the years. Defender pressure has just been mounting more and more as the games go on. You used to be able to have a defender on you and still get a good shot off, but in these days, no, if that defender's near you, your shot changes so much, and it really puts the pressure on. There's only a certain amount of strikers that can really mess around with it. Yeah. Thierry Henry being one of them. We've seen him just flick balls straight into the back of the net while two are surrounding him. Thierry Henry has always been like that, though.
Yeah, I mean, look, especially with the new play styles this year, EA have completely changed it up. You have a lot of defensive play styles like bruiser, interceptor, a lot of different tools available to defenders that give them that extra boost to win the ball back, and you're seeing them being used here. But what's it matter when you Pele and Henry running through? There's the chip to make it number 7. Fantastic finish. Welly just showing what it's like when the pressure is on. You know, Derry City, they're sucking defenders out, trying to push players forward, but sometimes it's not enough. A player like Welly is going to make you pay here. Mbappe, great bit of turn, and that's the extra pass that was needed. Finally, we see Dembele put it in the back of the net for Derry City. It's just that extra pass and that extra bit of composure. Jay Delaney was showing so much of it in the first 20 minutes there. Glad he got that 2nd goal, but yeah, just a bit more of that earlier on in the game. It could have been a different story here.
Yeah, it could have been a different story, but I think that's one of the things we do have to talk about when it comes to Mr. Welly is composure, and it's that calmness in the storm. No matter what's going on, they know where they need to be, they know where they need to turn, they know where all of their players are at all times. They've played this so much, they know how to play around their own tactics, because everyone custom builds their own stuff, and they just constantly know what's going on, where it's going, and we don't know where that ball was going. But regardless, Mr. Welly is one of those players that just knows where everything is at all points on the pitch, regardless of missing players. They just know, and that's one of the greatest strengths we see from Mr. Welly is composure under that pressure.
He is. He's just a machine. He's a well-oiled machine. He's just, everything is calculated. It's like his AI. You know what I mean? It's great. Pure diesel. It's just insane here. Like the turns, the technical ability. He's being extra confident in the box now. He's taking those extra dribbles that we've seen Shane do in the last game for Dundalk here. But yeah, he's looking very good. And this is a player who we're going to see now in the Aviva on the 5th of April, and he's going to bring it. He's going to be one of these guys you come up against, and you're going to have to figure him out. He's a puzzle. Will anybody be able to? We've seen a couple of names already in the group stages that have looked very good. Obviously, you got your JP Slater, last year's champion. You got Tyrone Ryan, who looked incredible on the ball. A lot of good players here in the ELOI this year. And I tell you right now, Slater, I'm looking forward to this final in the Aviva. It is going to be spectacular. Yeah,
I just sad there's no Wexford. That's the only thing I'm sad about. I do love seeing Wexford come up there, up the boys. But regardless of that, yeah, it's been great just to see these 2 games going in before we head up as well, because it gives you a taste of what we're going to see up there, and it's just goals, goals, goals. Great work. Hullet going off the rails was a little bit there, goals for the pull, but yeah, we'll see what the setup is here. That felt like an Arsenal penalty from back in the day. It didn't quite work out the way they wanted it to. But yeah, let's go one more attack maybe from one side, and we might see one more goal come through, and this is just for style points or just a little consolation prize.
Yeah, trying to get some extra aura points here. Derry City running through. Pele, but Varane is there. He clears out the ball. Only a handful of chances left here for both players. Will Derry City be able to find something through? Theo Hernandez cleans it out. 2 minutes left here in this fixture. Cork City have just been the dominant side, and Welly making that last statement before going to the finals. Could be scrappy in the box here. Yashin clears it out. But look, it's the final day. Kieran Walsh here, Mr. Welly, he's put Cork City on the map, and look, he's going to be coming through to the finals in the Aviva on great form. If he's playing like this, who's to say you can't win the whole thing?
When isn't Welly playing like this? One of the most consistent players we have. Is it just slots another one home for the sake of it, just to have a nice even number there at the end. A little bit of OCD coming in as wants the 8, but look, maybe he wants to go for the 9. Oh, that was looking a little bit too close, that pass.
Yeah, I mean, look, he played it again. He's forcing passes. It's the last kick of the game. That is going to be that. It is going to be Cork City. Kieran Walsh has defeated Derry City's Jade Delaney 8-2. What a scoreline. And I tell you, for anybody watching at home, you have gotten your fair share of goals tonight. Both games have been absolutely spectacular. Congratulations to Dundalk, Shane O'Sullivan, and of course Cork City, Mr. Welly, picking up both W's tonight. Commiserations to Finn Harps, Ryan Duffy, and of course Derry City's Jade Delaney here, who just lost a game to Kieran Walsh. Look, we talked about Mr. Welly, what he can do. He's so good on the ball. He's very composed. He just knows where he's going. He's always a tough fixture. No one is going to play Mr. Welly and have an easy go. Not a chance. Started off crazy though, I gotta say. Big props to Jay Delaney. Came into the game, some first time passes. Looked like he was going to give Mr. Welly a game, but Cork City just turned it on 10 minutes in. Welly knew what he was doing, and he really brought it today.
Yeah, no, I'm very happy to see I am wearing the Wild jersey. I can't really hide it at this stage. Like, it has to stay where it is. But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to seeing how those finals are going to go, because some of the players coming through are exceptional, some veterans in the scene as well. And it just feels like, even though we saw heavier losses than what we expected, it was a little bit more in the case of, you could see that they still had this style and they had these amazing moments, and I think they can build on them. I think that's the most important thing, is to seeing what they're going to be able to do the next time this come around, because this doesn't end. There's always next year, there's always that next opportunity, and the Aviva is just sitting there. It's waiting for you, and that's what they're all building towards. And this time around, we'll have a different winner. Example might not win it this time. That'd be great. Just a little change.
I mean, look, we're all here for it. There's been a couple of champions over the last few years, and I love seeing an underdog come through or somebody else. But then again, look, Welly's been knocking at the door for a couple of minutes now, so it could be his year. But yeah, listen, all I'm gonna say is, it's to wrap up the last few weeks, well done to everybody who came out, who played on the broadcast, off the broadcast, and who brought it to it. The ELOI really showed a lot of talent this year. And we're going to see that, of course. We've got the finals. Really excited in the Aviva. 5th of April. We'll be seeing you guys there. It's going to be spectacular. But yeah, look, all the guys played so well. We've seen some new faces this year. We've seen some old faces. And it's great to see the progress of this. So, big shout out to Virgin Media and, of course, the FAI for allowing us to show the talent that Ireland has in esports. And we've seen a lot of it tonight, Seder.
We have seen a lot of it tonight, but that is going to be all from myself. Thank you so much, Gara, for joining me. Thanks for having me as well back here, and we will see you all very, very soon for those grand finals. So keep a lock on those socials. Make sure to follow everyone you need to, and we'll see you all very, very soon. Peace.
Thanks a lot, guys. See you in the Aviva.